just gonna do a tiny little video on prayer, and just to let you guys know, prayer does work. And I don't know for sure, but I think that you have to believe it works for it to work. So there's that little faith bit. It's not really like, it's not an absolute, like just the fact that you're praying kind of is faith in itself, because you wouldn't be praying if you didn't think it had some benefit. But when you believe prayer works, like it works, like quick and like exact, if it's in His will, which, you know, if you're praying to God, you're not going to be probably asking for things that aren't what you would think would be in His will, you know? So like, you know, obviously if you were not in the right mind and you're like, God, you know, I want this person to, I don't know, I don't like this person, make this happen. Okay, well, you know, God's not going to answer that prayer because you're not in your right mind. You're praying in anger. And you probably don't want that prayer to come true anyway. If you were in your right mind, you wouldn't be praying that. But as an example, like today, well, my husband told me, like, Hope brought me the mail and was like, here you go. And then he had just prayed, oh man, God, let there be a check in there. And there was a check in there. We weren't expecting a check. We don't typically get checks, as I'm sure y'all don't either. It's not like a regular occurrence. People just send money. But like, I guess it's possible we like overpaid on something with the house or something, and there was just a check in there. So we were like, what? That's crazy. So, and then just there's been several other times where he has just been shocked, because he'll just pray like, you know, God, let there be peace in this car, let everybody just, you know, get along and have peace on the rest of this drive, and like there won't be a single argument the entire way, like a 4-hour trip, which is almost unbelievable if it wasn't supernatural. So I'm just saying, like, if you even have a mustard seed, just a tiny bit of faith, that your prayer will be answered. And if it's in His will, like, it just happens. It just happens. So we'll be doing some more praying, that's for dang sure. And I try to pray all the time, just because when I don't, then I think everything's on me, and then things aren't going well. So like, and then I think things are in my control, and I try to do stuff and it just doesn't work out, and then I get frustrated. But if I just like, if things are not going my way and I just say a little prayer, then it's done. I can just move on and let God handle it. So just a little bit of encouragement about prayer, because it really does work, and it might shock you. And if you're struggling because you've prayed a lot and never seems to get answered, then educate yourself on prayer. So research, use Google, and read the studies that have been done on prayer and retroactive prayer, remote retroactive prayer, so prayers that are after the fact, that are done by people who aren't even in the same room as that person, and they're just somewhere else, and they're just praying with their intent in their mind, you know, just praying about those people, and that it's actually effective. So prayer is like super, super powerful. And if you go look up the studies that they've done to see if prayer is effective, it has actually been proven to be as effective, and in some cases more effective than treatments that they'll typically prescribe for various ailments. So it is worth investing in and worth believing in, because it actually is really powerful. And obviously it is, because it's the spiritual realm and it's God, and He says to do it. So we should be using our intent and our mind and our spirit to pray for just everything that we can't control, and things that we want to control but probably shouldn't control, because that's what it's about, right? It's about giving God control. So we really should just pray about everything and, you know, keep going about our lives, but like with prayer always accompanying every decision and every problem that arises. I forgot to mention, I also prayed that my second oldest son would find new friends that were a better influence on him and that would be good friends for him. And literally God answered that prayer exactly. And the friends he got, like, they're all so close now. They're gonna help him heal. They're gonna just like be good influences on him, and they're very loving and sweet people. And I'm just like, wow, God, thank you for answering that. That was like, I just in desperation was just like, God, just please help him to find new friends. And you know, I mean, I only had like a tiny bit of faith there when I was asking, because I just needed that. But I wasn't like, well, if I pray it, he'll just answer it. But like, you just need the tiniest bit, just like even just praying is enough faith to have him answer for you, especially if it's in his will. It's just done. And not only that, but I wanted to say another prayer that has been answered is that I used to hate people, and they used to make me so nervous, and like I just thought I had to be like fake and like and like over time I learned to not care what people think, and I just started like being myself. And like if people didn't like it, I was just like, well, I don't care. I don't like everyone either, like as much as I like some, you know. Everybody just like, we connect with different people, so it doesn't like matter. You don't have to like everyone, but you do have to like be loving to everyone, even if they're not your favorite, because they may need love more than anyone else. So you do need to show love to everyone. It's like part of your journey. You need to learn how to do that. But I used to like not like people. Like they wore me out, they stressed me out. And now, like, I love people. Like, I just love them. I love the way they act. I like to watch them. I like to be around them. And I truly enjoy them now. And I didn't used to. And so God is healing me. And he's answering prayers like, please heal me, in ways that I didn't even know needed to be done. I didn't ask him to help me like people again, but he just like, as he heals me and heals my heart and my wounds and my trauma, I actually do like people now. So just some encouragement that like whatever it is that you need, just ask him. Just ask him, and then just let him work.